Bismillah, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's been a while since we haven't talked. Me with you guys on YouTube, I guess, if you watch my channel. So, welcome back to me again. My name is Teguh Kenzi Zahran, and this is me on the ninth grade. And also, this is now it's my first subject on SKL, which is English right now. And today, we're gonna talk about speech. It's about 10 minutes, and the title which is Should the Government Increase the Minimum Wage? So, this is me. I'm on ninth grade now, on the last row, I guess. It's been a while since I talked to you guys, and hopefully, in 1 year later, I will graduate. So, time feels fast, and yeah. So without further ado, let's start to the speech. Should the government increase the minimum wage? So, if you guys once heard about what is minimum wage or should the government do it? Well, minimum wage is basically your paycheck and on every month, like your salary. But sometimes they have like they're like they have their own minimum salary. So for example, in Indonesia, maybe it's about 1 million on minimum wage. But here's the question now. The speech is about should the government increase it? So let's talk about it. Should the government increase the minimum wage? Well, actually, it has two sides. So let me give you guys a short story about should if the government actually increase the minimum wage. Suddenly, the president of Indonesia, as you guys know, that in many countries they have their own minimum wage. This is for a note for you guys that every country has their own minimum salary, but in Indonesia it has one of the lowest. So, like for example, in USA, I think their average salary it's about 100 million in Indonesia. That's from the United States. In the United Kingdom, maybe they have more, and also every country, I guess. Like almost every country has their own minimum salary, and in Indonesia they have a lot. Well, except for Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the poorest country, you can say that, and it's about 1 million. It's in dollars. It's about $60 every month. So that's why I'm quite shocked. Like, how can people live with 1 million? So yeah, that's 1 million. And the story is, if the government increased the minimum wage, suddenly our president told us like, today we will have a minimum wage. We'll increase the minimum wage from 1 million, for example, to 3 millions, or 3 million to 5 millions. Well, if that happens, it's gonna be a good, to be honest. Like for example, people can people can have now like a good life. Means that they are now more healthy, not eating any junk foods again. Basically, their life become more better and better. For example, if they actually increase it, that means that in Indonesia little there is not that much of poor people, so everyone have a good life, and they can be healthy again, they can have education, and they can have almost everything that, so like, it's enough for them if they increase it. That is that is if we increase the minimum wage, so people in the world like Indonesia can compete, or maybe with that kind of salary they can have more innovation. And sometimes if they are smart enough and think good enough, maybe they can make a good innovation and make them richer. Like there's a lot of pluses, but on the contrary, there is also the minuses. Like for example, well, there's a lot of minuses. Like every single thing in the world have their own plus and minuses. Like for example, when you drink like a hot water, it's actually good for you and for your health. But sometimes it's not that good. Even when you're drinking cold water, it feels refreshing. But it's when you were younger, or maybe when you're sick, it's not that good if you drink a cold water. So yeah, it's always have the minuses. Like for example, many small businesses will go bankruptcy. Like will go bankrupt. My bad, guys. So for example, if there's a story, not a story, but imagine there's a story where the people from like a small village makes their own small businesses. Like for example, I'm selling candies over here, or for example on the right side, well, I'm selling books over here. There's a lot of like used books that you can sell, but yeah, that's here's the problem. If people have increased their minimum wage, like for example, they go 1 million to 3 millions, they will not buy that kind of businesses. They will not buy that kind of stuff. Like, why do I need to buy used books where I can just buy the actual book? It's like that. Just buy a real book, not a real, but buy a brand new book. Like, why do we need to use that? So yeah, there's a lot of small businesses will run out, and because of that, there will be many people that will not do anything. Like they have no job, no things to do, just nothing. They just sit in their house maybe watching TikToks, scrolling all over. So yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Like it's because many small businesses will run out of like they will go bankrupt, and maybe like they will run out of ideas, and yeah. So now I will tell you about my opinion on this kind of a kind of thing that will not likely happen, but maybe it will, maybe it will not. Just but on my opinion that if you want to actually increase the minimum wage, we need to increase Indonesia and make Indonesia better. Like for example, selling our local product. Like if you guys can see all over the world. For example, yesterday I want to go to a place where it's a souvenir. It's a souvenir place, and when I see all of the souvenir, it's actually made from the people, the local people. So it means that we need to share we need to make our local businesses famous, and maybe we can go outside of the country. So yeah, if we go to outside the country, maybe they will know us, and because of that, hopefully Indonesia will become more richer and better, I guess, by people knowing our product, if you guys can say that, I guess. So if if you want to actually if you want to actually happen it if you want to actually happen it, well, you need to make the businesses that once is a small business a big business now, like a company, like a company. So it means that everybody knows about this and it will not be forgotten. If you want to make the minimum wage is much more bigger, so you need to make the small businesses famous and not fall off. So that is my opinion, and in my opinion, if you want, if you don't want to increase the minimum wage, well, you're gonna stay in here. Like people around the world maybe have poverty. In this Indonesia, there's a lot of poverty. So by increasing the minimum wage, it will become better. But if you don't increase the minimum wage, that means yeah, there will be a lot of poverty. But hey, at least maybe the small businesses become more better, I guess. Well, I don't actually know about it. So yeah, guys, that is all for me, I guess. It's I think I think it's about 10 minutes right now. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Maybe if you guys want to know my name again, my name is Kenzie, and hopefully you guys will have some more information about this. I don't know if you guys will care about me or not. I'm just yapping over here. So yeah, hopefully it's 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching my video on YouTube or anything. My name is Teguh Kenzie Zaharan. I'm now finally in 9th grade, and I shall see you when I see you, I guess, later. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.